All right, welcome to Byfield, Massachusetts, home of the Triton Vikings. I'm Patrick Heffernan, and I'm joined in the booth tonight by Ben.
How's it going?
Doing well. How you feeling? First time doing this?
Pretty good, yeah. It's different because I'm usually over on that end of it, but it's going to be good, I think.
You've been on the camera. You've been a director before.
Right.
So any words of wisdoms for Mr. Lathrop as he tries to do as well as you've done on the director job?
He's got to change the quarters. I caught him once. He didn't change the quarters, so watching the stream was thoroughly disappointed. So, yeah, gotta pay attention.
Standards are super high. All right, so tonight we have Pentucket in town. Pentucket, a traditional rivalry for Triton in football, of course, Thanksgiving, honestly, in basketball. As much as Newburyport is a rival, I think I've seen more contentious and hard-fought Triton-Pentucket basketball games than anything.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I think it's a different year for sure, but so I think it's going to be different than what we expect, but I think it's going to be just a good game to watch, and hopefully it's a win for Triton. They're on a 2-game win streak, right?
They are on a 2-game win streak, coming off a great sort of blowout win on Tuesday night, followed by a nail-biter on Wednesday night. I want to say last night. I felt like it was last night.
Right.
Absolutely fantastic game that they led by 15 at one point, and then came all the way down to the final possession for Amesbury, who just didn't get off the shot they wanted, and as a result, Triton ended up with the win. So that that was exciting. It was fantastic to watch. It's also super stressful for everybody involved. So I think
that much.
Yeah, and Triton came out both games, Tuesday and Wednesday. They came out really aggressive in the beginning. So I think that's the first thing we need to look for is how much energy they bring to the first couple minutes of the first quarter. The other thing to look for is Pentucket. This is either their third or fourth game. So I think they're 1-1. They might be 2-1.
Okay.
Because they had a delayed start to their season, so we don't know how well practiced they are, how gelled this team has been. All that said, it's an incredibly strong program, and they year after year are one of the best teams in the Cal. So.
Right.
You got to figure even with an extended layoff to start the season, they're probably going to be a really tough opponent.
Right, and conditioning is everything, though. Like, I mean, you saw, even the NFL this year, plenty of injuries. I mean, it's going to be I think it's definitely be tough for them to play their best if they're not properly conditioned. But, we'll just see, I guess. The game will show itself, see how much they run up and down the court and stuff, and let's see how it goes.
Exactly, and the masks throw an element into it too.
Exactly.
So Triton's had a few extra weeks of running full speed, game speed
with a mask
on. So why don't we go ahead and do the starting lineup here for the Triton Vikings? Number 3, Dylan Wilkinson, junior. Number 5, Kyle O'Doy, the senior. Number 11, Nick Dupuis, also a senior, I believe. Number 1, Travis Overbaugh, a senior, and then number 4, Quinton McHale, the junior. Quinton had a career-high 21-point game on Tuesday night, and then on Wednesday night, his free throw late in the game was the 1-point difference between a tie and a win. So here we go. Coming out fast, Quinton with the ball up top. Swings it to Nick. Kyle's going to try and go inside. They close that off. Dylan, who's one of the better three-point shooters. Great pass inside. Great little shot. Excellent look to Nick Dupuis. Not the tallest kid out there, and yet he's the one inside that gets that pass.
Nice little double right there.
Into the corner, looks at a 3, decides not to go with it. Going to drive instead in the lane for a long time. On the other side for a 3, and it's up, and it's good.
Good defense by Travis, though. He got a hand right in his face.
He did, and he swung from one. The Pentucket player swung from one side of the court to the other, so it was pretty good, pretty strong. A little bit of a lazy pass there by Wilkinson, but now he takes it to the rack himself, and it drops. Right away into a press, or at least some pressure. There's a little trap there, and Travis almost has a steal.
Got a hand on it.
Jump stop by number 21. We don't have the names of these players for Pentucket, unfortunately, so we're just going to go with the numbers tonight. And it was number 12 who had that first 3. We'll try and keep track of the score. It's another 3. And that one's going to be tipped out. It should be Triton ball, yep.
Yeah, that's what they got to do. They should come out, show they're not messing around with the press, and hopefully that can just show we're going to play intense defense, and they got to keep it up because defense wins the games.
Defense does win. And we saw that I keep saying last night. We saw that the other night. Quinton McHale strong inside. Doesn't go. Good rebound, though. Spins around again, goes up again. This time it drops. I know he was frustrated the other night because he was fouled a couple times early, didn't get the calls, and then he got a couple calls fouled on him, and didn't get any points until the end of the game. So we'll see how he takes it tonight. It was good that he went up strong twice.
For sure.
Pentucket looking to do something here. Going to drive the lane. Good shot and in. Yep. It's been solid. I think there's been 2 misses.
Yeah, it's just a back and forth so far. Just whoever gets the shot.
2 minutes of basketball. Very high percentage shooting right now. So Dylan picks up his dribble, finds Travis, swings it to Kyle. Kyle's going to look at the 3. Instead, he goes inside to Quinton. Quinton's strong, and he's in.
That's going to work all game. Just keep feeding inside. We got a strong big man who can just take it up and even just finish through contact. Like, that's what we need.
I'd be surprised if Quinton's able to do that for too much longer, because you got to figure Pentucket scouted him and knew what he can do.
For sure.
Strong move inside. Doesn't go. Quinton with the rebound. Pentucket coach yelling for the foul. Nick Dupuis, little hesitation. Slides inside. Blocked. And then good defense by Triton there to at least slow things down a bit. But here comes Pentucket. Number 12. Strong, actually.
Triton?
Considering where he was on the board. First sub of the game, number 10 coming in, number 4 coming in, number 35 coming in.
Yeah,
so
looks like Schrender's going to stick with his 5.
This might be part of what you were saying before the game, Ben, that they're going to leave 6 on the court. That'll be kind of different. I mean, you can play with 6, but you might get called for a foul for that. But no, it might be what you were saying, that the conditioning isn't there. So, maybe that's why the coach is going to...
Right, I mean, you don't want to overwork your players, because then, like, God forbid there's an injury or something. You just don't want to have any injuries to your players to the beginning, so you just want to pace them. But it's also good to get everyone in and try to get them, give people different chances, because, I mean, you never know who's going to come out and play.
Who's going to be on fire. So
exactly.
Pentucket 2 for 2 from 3, and they tie it up. Dylan misses his first chance at a 3. Quinton with a huge board. Kyle O'Doy going to go to the corner and then going to get stuck with it. There we go. Nick Dupuis swings it. O'Doy strong into the paint, gets fouled. First foul of the game. Almost 4 minutes in.
And get to the line early. Let's try to just get some free points on the board, because, like you said, with the Amesbury game, they can come right down to the line.
Yeah. Yeah, and so free throws this whole season have been off because just players are not getting as many touches as many chance to practice.
It's like what's it called? The shot, like a technical foul shot, with like the pressure with no one there. But that's every foul shot now. So I feel like that's. I feel like on the players that must be very strange and very different.
It's definitely different, and as Coach Doring pointed out the other night, the advantages to the offense here with the way this is set up now in the COVID rules.
Right.
But we haven't really seen that much of an advantage so far this game or this season on that line, mostly because just shots aren't going in.
Right.
A lot of misses. And here's another 3 by Pentucket, and they're now 3 for 3 from outside the arc. And that's the difference in this game. I mean, that's pretty huge so far. If they keep that up, and it's unlikely they will, though. Dylan with a strong move inside, doesn't go. They don't call the foul. It's going to be out, and it's going to be Pentucket ball.
Interesting. Well, he's going to get the call there.
It's a good take by Dylan, and if he starts doing that again and again, then kicking it out, I think they'll find some open shots.
For sure. And that's the thing, like, Pentucket's playing the 3 game right now, we're not, and just the math does out. They're going to just keep pulling ahead if we keep scoring 2. So, I mean, it'd be nice to see us get involved in the 3 game, or just defense, play some good defense and get their stops. So we'll have to see what happens.
Their 3s have been, not overly deep, kind of open when they're taking them. Like that 10 was open right there, but good take inside. Doesn't go though. Great board by Quinton McHale, who had the kid literally come right over his shoulder and strip that thing away. I have no idea how that wasn't a foul. Made up for though, and a travel the other way. So Pentucket not pressing yet. I don't know how long that's going to last, because they must have watched the Amesbury tape and saw how Triton struggled a bit when the press came in. So here they come. So Zach Liebert in the game now for Travis Overbaugh. Sort of a Twin Towers look there with Liebert and McHale.
Jump.
Looks like Griffin Dupuis in the game as well.
think they just call it Pentucket ball, so just jump ball.
3 minutes left now in this first.
What you want to see though, them getting down the floor, because I mean, gotta hustle early, because then you won't at the end. If you don't start off the game right, you're not gonna finish the game right either.
Yeah, they've had the energy they had at the start of the other 2 games this week,
Right,
so that's good to see.
Yeah, that's definitely promising then.
Ty Schultz in the game now as well, coming in for Kyle O'Doy. He brought a ton of energy the other night, so let's see if they keeps that up. And that could be called on 35 as a moving screen. It's not. Instead, Pentucket still has the ball with about 6 to shoot. Good pump fake, and he's underneath the 35. He gets the layup. Good for that kid. He worked for it, you know?
He did.
He did the work on the outside, setting the screens and the picks, and then he got himself inside in the right position.
Rolled right off that pick, and it was wide open because they kind of just forgot about him.
Schultz to McHale for a 3, and that's going to go in and out.
Good double.
Good pressure by Schultz and Liebert. Now they got to get back.
Yep.
2 minutes to play in a 4-point game here with Pentucket in the lead. They have them. They have them going inside. That inside look is open for Pentucket if they keep going to it. Yeah, no, that's a travel too, right? Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah. I thought they were going to call someone for like the run up at first, but.
So Brendan Dennis in the game now. Quinton taking a breather. Wilkinson taking a breather, and Kyle O'Doy back in the game. So the other night, Brendan Dennis had 2 plays that were the kind of things that don't show up on the score sheet at all, but they were so meaningful because he's got that massive wingspan. And twice late in the 4th quarter, he just got those wings out and had a tip that slowed down Amesbury, changed the momentum just enough.
Yeah, like you just change the direction on that ball, can throw it off completely.
So let's see him. He had a really good couple of shifts the other night, so hopefully we see that again tonight. So a little bit of miscommunication because we got Triton players next to each other a lot more than they need to be. And there's a good play by Zach Liebert. If he can hold on to it, and they're going to call the foul on the floor, number 35.
That's just the hustle you love to see, just getting on the floor, going back, like, it's great.
Quinton in for Zach. Zach's mad that he didn't get a clean handle on that ball. So coming up in the second quarter here, between the start of the second and a half, we're going to have the athletic director Tim Alperts here from Triton to talk about how the teams have been doing that have been having their seasons right now, and then we'll talk a little bit about what's coming next in the floating season. For now, McHale strong inside.
There we go.
Another 2 points for him. He's got 6 already tonight. And Triton cuts the lead to 2. So an errant pass by Pentucket, but they still come up with it. Another bad pass. Definitely look a little rusty for a Pentucket team.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. They just look a little bit sloppy.
Not much time on the clock. Long 3. Doesn't go this time. Triton's going to come down with the board. He's got Schultz on his right if he wants him. Instead, he goes underneath the Brendan Dennis, who can't quite hold on to the ball, but they're still going to say, no, it's tipped off of Pentucket.
Yep.
It's your ball. It's your ball, Triton. It's your ball, Triton. Wait.
They just pointed our way, though.
They changed his mind.
Weird. Well, then I think it did like something clean. I don't know. That's weird. He did call a Triton ball, though.
It's one of the things that I think they teach at the college level, that every time the ball goes out, it's your ball. No matter what the refs say, it's your ball until the refs.
Exactly.
The high school level kids are still honest. At the high school level, like, I touched it. It went out on me.
Yeah.
Good trap, long throw, and it's going to be still going to end up being a Pentucket ball. Great save. He stepped on the line, though. Yep. Going the other way.
21 seconds in the first.
So now you would think Pentucket's going to put some pressure on him. Why would you not with the shot clock off? But nope, they drop all the way back, content to let Triton go into their half-court game. Here they come.
The 3 right here.
Griffin Dupuis to O'Doy. O'Doy to McHale. McHale looking to go inside. Instead, it's Griffin with a 3. It's going to be short. All Pentucket on the rebound. 5 seconds to play. He's got to get down there. Just don't foul. He's going to throw it up. Oh my! Wow. So that's the story of this game. In that one shot, that is the story of this game. That is the 4th Pentucket 3-pointer.
And Triton has 0, right?
Triton has 0. Yeah. And Pentucket has 12 points on 3s. Yeah. And I think they've missed a couple, but for the most part, they've just gone in.
Yeah, they've been on fire from outside the arc. It's been crazy.
That's crazy. That can't keep happening. I mean,
and that shot right there, even like that was beyond. That was like the red line.
Yeah, that was a bit ridiculous. But it went in, and what are you gonna do? But hey, it's only a 4-point lead. So if the other team is shooting lights out from beyond the arc, and you're only down by 4, that's not a bad place to be.
Right.
Rather be up by 4, but at least only down by 4 at the end of the first. And I got to write this down. We don't have our normal stats guy with us, Eric Gundrum, who I miss desperately. So I have to try and keep the stats
I know,
myself.
It's just like kind of just like an encyclopedia or something. You're like, hey, like how many threes have been made like within this point? He just answers you right away.
He just slides that little whiteboard over. Like, here's the numbers. Sometimes he anticipates what you're going to ask and slides it over. So yeah, good stuff. But anyway, all the best to him. We'll have him back as soon as we can. Maybe this spring, when we get back outside for softball, it'd be nice.
Right.
Softball and baseball. So going into this quarter, I think we're going to have to see a little bit more aggression by Triton and playing defense on that perimeter. Or let them try and keep taking the threes. They're not going to hit threes all night. So
right, we can always just let them kind of die out. But I think it's kind of just we got to see what we do offensively too, which will determine that decision heavily.
Right. Bit of a gamble. Brendan Dennis gets the ball into Quinton. Finally, Quinton all the way at the 3-point line though. Kyle O'Doe is going to drive, dish it off to Brendan Dennis. All sorts of contact.
Good board though.
Quinton McHale again with another basket tonight and 8 points.
So he's there for the follow-up.
Gives a little shout out to Brendan Dennis. Recognizes that he got it inside for him. 24. Can't do much with it. They swing it to 35. No, number 13 was stepping on the line when he caught the pass from 35, unfortunately. So Justin Leonard coming into the game, number 20. Haven't seen him since senior night, I don't think. So good to see him back in.
Yeah, I played with Jared back in
I'm sorry, Jared Leonard, right?
I played with him a while back. He's a fun kid to play with.
And here Coach Surrender is definitely going to his bench. No fear about doing that, which is great. Quinton decides whether he's going to hang it. Oh, he's going to go to Dennis for the 3. That's off. Great rebound by Kyle O'Doe. Has Quinton inside, kicks it back out to Justin Leonard. Jared Leonard. I'll get his name right eventually. He does a little drop step into Brendan Dennis. Oh, it doesn't drop.
Good take, though.
Excellent play by those two, actually. Just good look inside.
They just got to keep taking those. Those are definitely going to go in eventually.
A lot of pressure underneath. And again, I'm going to give that to Brendan Dennis, being in the right spot, getting that wingspan out there. Good for him.
Yeah, he's definitely someone you want holding down the paint. He's always going to be there, and he doesn't get blocks much, but he's just there, always on the ball, eyes on the ball, and he's just always ready.
So the first little bit of pressure here from Pentucket, and it's on Jared Leonard as he brings it down, kicks it out. Nice. O'Doe for 3. Looked good all the way. Looked good all the way. Mary and Bernie down in Florida get to cheer for Kyle O'Doe, their grandson, hitting another one. Fantastic. There's the pass. Back up top. Again, they swing it. Triton's tied it up with that shot, too, which is nice. That was a crazy Euro. That's tough.
Yeah. It looks like Pentucket's going with the whole lineup switch right now. So
Pentucket, that player had absolutely no room on the baseline.
I know.
And he had to do the little Euro step and just sort of throw it up.
Yep.
It's too bad it didn't have a prayer going in. So instead he gets to the line. First foul of the night, though, by Triton, almost 2 minutes into the second quarter.
It's weird this group's coming out because this group seems to be hustling more than the starters. So I'm surprised. Or I'm not even sure if these were the starters or not, but it's kind of weird they're taking that group out when they're starting to hustle, but we'll see what happens.
So number 12 was definitely one of the starters, and number 20 as well, because I think both of them scored in that first quarter. Long hesitation, the ball drops. Sub in for the shooter. And again, Pentucket content to just lay back, let Triton come down and play the half-court game, which it's good for Triton. Gives them plenty of time. Let them get themselves set up. Jared Leonard handoff to O'Doe, looking for Wilkinson. Gonna make a little spin move. Gonna come in, and somehow all of that contact and there's nothing called. Quinton McHale long on the shot.
Kyle,
oh, there we go. No, he's saying before the shot. Before the shot. Yep.
Way to stick with it, though.
That's a good call, though. I mean, he definitely was knocked to the floor before he got the ball.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he kind of just tossed it up. But waiting for Triton to stick with it, though.
Yeah, and it's a fresh 30. So, Nick Dupuis out there again with Jared Leonard. He's got the ball now. Getting some good minutes for him. O'Doy going to go inside. He's got to kick it back out to Quinton. Skips it all the way across the court. And then Dylan Wilkinson again doesn't put the pass right where it needs to be, and instead it's going to go out on Pentucket. Nick Dupuy with a chance here to inbound it, make something happen. 18 seconds on the clock. Jared Leonard. Oh, he was tempted to take that in. Send it to Nick instead. That's a good look, but it doesn't go. Dylan and Kyle, everybody fighting for it. Nick Dupuy inside, fouled as he goes up. That's the 5th foul now on Pentucket.
They're getting their boards, and that's what's keeping them in this game right now, because they're just creating extra possessions and extra chances of points, so you like to see it by Triton.
I wonder if Coach Surrender said something to the team at practice yesterday, because Amesbury got so many offensive boards. It was a real difference maker, especially in the fourth quarter. So maybe he said something about, look, we all need to pound inside and get there on the shots. So.
Well, whatever he said, it's working.
Yeah, something's working, yeah.
Yep.
Although they're down 2 here on the line. Nick Dupuy missed the first. Short on the second. And they're coming the other way. Number 11 was wide open there for a second. They're going to go outside again. Almost a steal by Nick, and instead it's going to be a foul.
Is that on Jared?
Yep, foul on. I think it's on foul on Jared Leonard. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that one, honestly. They just kind of just bumped into him, but whatever. At least he's not shooting.
He's not shooting. It does give him a fresh 30.
Yep.
Let's see what happens here. He's got him underneath. They do. Pentucket keeps putting a guy low on the baseline, but they're not getting it to him. Not often enough, at least. Jared Leonard to O'Doy. And he's going to take another 3 himself. Going to be a little bit short. And so with about 5 minutes left here in the second quarter, we're going to talk to the Triton Athletic Director, Tim Alberts, as soon as he gets up here and gets settled. Again to the baseline. Again, nothing to do with it. Great block inside. I'm going to give that to Quinton McHale, but Nick Dupuy was there as well as Kyle O'Doy. 3 Triton defenders putting something together there. Good take inside by Dylan. There we go, Dylan Wilkinson. I love how fearless that kid is in going to the paint. I mean, there's 3 defenders there, and he's like, "That's okay. I can do a step by him."
Ooh, wasn't expecting that one from me.
Turnover by Pentucket. And they are definitely looking a little sloppy. Mr. Alberts, how are you?
Good. Good evening.
Very good to see you.
Likewise. Happy Friday.
A very happy Friday if we're here in the building calling basketball.
Absolutely. Keep going one day at a time.
So, hey, I'm going to put you on the spot. Tell us about the hockey team. How's their season going?
Hockey is good. They're currently 4-0-1. We are in a little bit of a shutdown right now due to a close contact with an opponent. So the boys should be resting and are eligible to come back next Wednesday, February 3rd.
And who's the game against on Wednesday?
So that's our first day back. So we rescheduled that. That was Linfield. And, we didn't want to take 10 days off and play right a game just for safety things.
Right.
So we rescheduled that to Wednesday, February 10th. So our first game will be Saturday, February 6th versus Newburyport.
Nice. That's always a huge game, such a great rivalry. So are they letting fans into the hockey games or no?
So we, as a school district, are allowing 2 senior parents per student athlete. So depending on what opponent we're playing. There are some districts that are not allowing their teams to play if there are any fans in the game. Luckily, Triton has been very supportive, and that was very important to me, is just making sure. Wow, what a block.
Wow. So, Tim, I always tell people in the booth, just keep talking. I'm not going to interrupt you, but wow.
That was awesome, yeah.
That was fantastic. And you know what? So 35 has come in like that a couple of times, and I think Dylan has seen it, and he was just ready for it. Yep. I mean, he knew he was going to get that block. Beautiful pass inside. Nick Dupuy keeps it going, and got to call a timeout. Fantastic. So, how about swimming? How have they been? I know they're competing as well, right?
Yep. Swimming beat Hamilton Wenham last night, both
Nice.
The boys and the girls. So they're currently at 3-1.
Wow.
both programs. So that sport, just based on the facility, is not allowing spectators.
Right,
so,
right.
Well,
different type of year swim, in case you didn't know, is they're competing in virtual meets with opponents, just based on facilities and having usually swim teams are pretty large, so having that too many people in a swim facility. So but it's still been very competitive. The scores are kept individually and then released, because you can't coincide exactly at the same time based on facilities. So it's kind of interesting. It's always like a top secret. How did the team do? Who placed where?
Right.
Well, that's kind of neat. And I can say I have two nephews that were high school swimmers, and I bet there's at least a few parents that are like, hey, I don't mind not having to go to a swim meet. So.
Oh yeah, it's amazing on a night like this. It's probably 80 degrees inside the pool, and you're overdressed if you have a t-shirt on. So,
so tell us what's coming up. We got football, wrestling, volleyball, indoor track. How many of those sports are going to play in the floating season? Do we know yet?
So everything is to be determined. Okay. So today the MIA at their board of directors meeting approved participation in all those sports with modifications.
Right.
Now it kind of goes back to local districts to make those determinations. So everything is to be determined.
And did I miss anything in saying the four sports I said? Or was there anything else?
Did you say
football, wrestling, volleyball, indoor track,
and cheerleading? Did you say?
Cheerleading.
Yep.
I did not say cheerleading. Okay. Oh, good. Well, it'd be great to see if they can get it going, because I know, I know at least there's a few football players on the court right now that I'm sure would be anxious to get out there and play ball, even if it means playing in 6-degree weather like we had today.
The Triton students and the coaches have done a great job, adhering to all the different modifications and rules and wearing the mask, and luckily everyone has been safe and nothing has been transmitted team to team.
Yeah, it's been, and we talked about this, I think, during the soccer season as well, how even with all the modification, there's that inside pass, and there's a foul on Dylan, Came right on top of him. Helps him up, though. We talked about it in the soccer season. Even with the masks, even with the modifications, it's still the same game, and it's just fantastic to see.
Exactly. No, I was a little worried about how competitive the games would be with all the different modifications, but, as you can see right there, Dylan went hard for it and then helped him up after. So all the sports in the fall and in the winter have been really competitive, and I think we've been doing it in a safe manner, which is great.
Yeah. And speaking of sportsmanship for a minute, I think one of my favorite moments so far in the basketball season has been seeing it sounds crazy to say, seeing an opponent go down with an injury, but you know where I'm going with this. And then it was two Triton players, Kyle O'Doy and I think it was Ty Schultz, who went over and picked him up and helped him to the bench.
Yeah, I believe it was number 22 for Linfield.
Yeah, Linfield.
That's one of their better players. Luckily, it wasn't a serious injury, but at the time, I was sitting right here and I didn't want to be corny and pull out my camera, especially when a player is in pain. But it was a really cool moment, and I'm sure VTV got a good glimpse of it. Yeah,
we got a good glimpse, and we talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
So,
but what was cool to see is just how instantaneously the Triton kids helped the Linfield opponent up, which is great. And I did check on him. He didn't sustain a serious injury.
That's good.
That's good to hear. Yeah, I talked to Coach Surrender after the game. He said that kid's actually a football player for Linfield, and that so the Ty Schultz and Kyle O'Doy recognized him, and
oh, cool.
It's like sort of a bond among football players or something.
Right.
So it's kind of nice. Yeah. Anything else you want to share about what's coming up for the seasons or anything? I mean, no playoffs. I know for this, right?
We are still kind of playing everything out.
Oh, okay.
So, probably in the next week we'll have a better idea.
Okay.
That was our hope in the fall, was to kind of end with a Cal tournament, if you will.
Right.
If you remember in the fall, just the way the state was kind of coding different districts as red.
Yeah.
They've since reevaluated how they code those districts, but it did get a little dicey where certain districts wouldn't play schools that had any red towns represented. So rather than kind of go through that.
Right.
We ended the season with still crowning regular season division champs, which was cool. So
Yep,
yes, there
that's
could
a
be still a playoff.
Oh, good. That's good to hear. That's great to hear.
Good to see for sure.
Yeah, it seems
Absolutely.
things keep going in the right direction.
Yeah,
So
and wanted to thank everyone, especially with VTV. It's amazing that all the varsity home games for boys and girls basketball have been filmed, and I know there's a lot of folks out there that are enjoying it. Wish we could let everyone in,
yeah, that'd be nice.
including underclassmen,
Definitely not the same with everyone here.
underclassmen parents, and especially the students to cheer on their class. But just unfortunately we can't. But just VTV has gone above and beyond, and there's a lot of work that goes on. I mean, Mr. Lathrop is one of the first ones in the gym and one of the last ones to leave. So I know he doesn't like to hear that, but I do want to give shout out to Mr. Lathrop and the student crew, and thank you to you both. Yeah.
Student crew tonight is Robin Zanger and Sophia Latham and Parker Hertigan. So thank you to all of them, and thanks.
Yeah,
thanks, Mr.
absolutely.
Elwitz. Yeah,
My pleasure. And, hopefully we keep it up and have a good second half.
Yeah, we need to come back on this. So yeah.
Thanks again.
Thanks. All right, so the last possession is going to be for Pentucket. They erased a 5-point lead and actually lead by, or 5-point deficit and lead by 1 now. You know they're going to take a 3 to try and end this quarter out, or end this half out, and there it is in the corner. They don't really have much time. Works it inside. 3 Triton defenders. Great block. Quinton McHale with the block. Throws it up, but that's all right. So Zach Liebert and Quinton McHale on the court at the same time at the end of that half to deny anything inside by Pentucket, but a 5-point advantage for the Triton Vikings was erased in part when Triton went to the press. And then I'm going to have to go back and watch the tape, but it felt like the press actually backfired a little bit and allowed Pentucket to get back into the game. And then just some unfortunate turnovers. The one right there, it's, Travis Overball gets a steal, starts going the other way, and the kid manages to get a tip on the ball, and the ball goes off of Travis's own knee, at least according to the ref. So really tough. But a fantastic block by Dylan. That's a highlight. I mean, that's yeah.
So hopefully that can represent us well at the end, but still got a 1.5 to go. So
yeah, another 16 minutes still of basketball, and actually not 23-24. I mean, it's so I wrote it down. No, I can't find it. There we go. 23-24 now. So they were down by 5 at the end of the first quarter, and now they're only down by 1. So you got to like that. And we're going to be joined by Coach Doobie for a few minutes here at halftime. This is the Coach Doobie is he's the prophet of Triton basketball here. He's the oracle. He's the guy who can see the future. So Wednesday night we had a 15-point halftime lead over Amesbury, and I asked the question of Coach Doobie, what is the Amesbury coach going to do differently coming out of the half? And he exactly predicted the strategy and the tactics and the change in the game. So you got a minute to tell us what's going to happen in this half.
Do you want me to give you the final score?
Sure, yeah. Let's hear it.
It's going to be Triton 55, Pentucket 48.
55-48. Okay, I wrote it down. So what's really going to happen?
What's really going to happen? I hope I only knew. I think that Pentucket is going to extend their defense a little bit. Their man defense, they did drop into a zone a little bit there at the end. Jared Leonard came in and actually made them go into a zone. He penetrated well, dished the ball well. So that changed the game a little bit for them. They went into the zone. Defensively, I think Triton's doing a pretty good job in their zone. I mean, they've only let up 24 points. That's
to a Pentucket team in a half. That's fantastic.
That's pretty good. But offensively, and I think Triton's getting some pretty good looks under there, and they just got to start making them. I think we got to get. I think got to get the ball to Quinton on the block a little more.
Yeah.
And work through him, have him dish it out a little bit.
So what I've seen is Quinton creating a lot of his own shots. If they can get it to him, so he's got the just the clean one step and go, rather than having to work for it as much, then that'll force the defense to collapse on him, and he can kick it out. So.
Yeah, and he's a force under there. I mean, I don't think they can have anybody that can stop him straight up. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it should be good. I mean, the opening of this game where the first quarter, Pentucket comes out and hits 4 3-pointers, including that silly one at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, but they had 16 points and 12 of those were on threes. So it definitely, Triton was able to shut them down in the second quarter. still without a lead for Triton, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. It looks like the same starting five as we had at the beginning of the game with Overball, Wilkinson, McHale, Nick Dupuis, and Kyle O'Doy. Don't know about the Pentucket starters, but it looks about the same.
Yeah, 13's back in the game, yeah.
So O'Doy to Dupuis up top. Offense is looking a little uncertain here. But Kyle's going to take a three, get fouled, and it's not going to drop. But he's going to the line.
Do the people who know how lucky they are to have Mr. Janrin here today?
It's pretty. He's never called a game before. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
All his time with VTV, he's never called a game. He's doing a fantastic job.
Over there.
I thought he was going to play a little Beatles for us at halftime, too.
Forgot my guitar, dude. Sorry.
And he hits the first. Yeah, that's true. Maybe next time when you come, you can do the soundtrack for the game.
Halftime show.
O'Doy hits the second.
All 2.5 minutes of it.
Yeah, it's a little tight. So Kyle hits the first two of the three, takes the lead for Triton here, 25-24. And misses the third, but ends up with the rebound, it looks like. Yeah, he does. Kicks it out to Overball. Good strong play inside by Quinton again. He's going to take another three, and if he's feeling it, but it doesn't go. Great
play by Nick.
Great play by Nick. Doesn't drop. Good pressure. Still fighting for the ball. This time it's going to go out.
They're hustling for it. They're getting their possessions in, so you love to see that. But hopefully those shots can start falling, though.
Yeah, that's the second time I think Nick Dupuis had an inside shot like that just hasn't.
Happened to Brendan Dennis.
And Brendan Dennis as well. So Triton, again, with some full court press here. Looking to set a trap somewhere. Definitely got pressure and definitely making Pentucket feel it. They're able to break the press, though. Here comes 21, the kid who hit that crazy three at the end of the first quarter. 35 with the spin. Oh, he wanted that again. Backs it up. Kyle O'Doy all over him. 35 again. They have to kick it out. They're just kicking it and kicking it and kicking it. No one taking a shot. Finally drives the lane. No basket.
That was
Wilkinson.
a good defensive possession.
Great possession.
Solid.
Dylan's got time. Kyle O'Doy is just going to keep putting them up until they go.
He did a nice step in. That was a good shot.
Right. Shooters got to shoot, you know.
Yep.
I mean, and they're making Pentucket work for every single thing they get.
Surrounded by Triton defense in the paint.
So Wilkinson, O'Doy, and McHale were all in the paint deep and ready to get that rebound. So again, I want to say something Coach Surrender said to the team on yesterday's practice about rebounds, because it's a different rebounding team than we saw the first two games this week.
There it is.
He's inside and drops it in. That's fantastic. Quentin McHale with his 10th point of the night, I think.
Sounds right.
Yeah, it might be right, it might be wrong. We don't know.
Yeah, either 8 or 10.
Doing the best we can. How did the JV do today?
We lost by about 10.
Okay.
Good competitive game. We had them up. We were up in the first half. Second half, they got us.
Solid rebound by Nick Dupuis on the ground, though. So you got to be happy, Coach, that you didn't have to go to play at Pentucket today.
Yeah.
We all know what that gym is like.
Yeah, that might be. I don't know when it's being torn down, but it's relatively soon.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more years before the new gym is ready.
So one thing I'll say to Pentucket's credit, in that tiny little gym, we were there for a game last year, a boys game. I'm not sure why there was some sort of strange scheduling conflict. So we're there for the boys game. Might have been the girls game. I don't know. Whatever. They have a band. They have a band.
Yeah, they have a pep band in the gym. They put them between the stands. It's pretty cool.
We ended up inadvertently sitting right next to the pep band, and it was kind of fun.
That's cool. It's like football stuff right there.
Which is, I mean, in such a tiny little. Anyway.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Pentucket at the line, missed the first,
and
misses the second.
Oh, go Dylan.
Still a 2-point lead. Dylan Wilkinson, he can go right around 35 all day and drop that in. Yeah, that was,
I really like the way Dylan takes the ball to the basket.
Yeah.
I know he's a real good shooter, but when he goes to the basket, a lot of good things happen.
I like that he's not afraid to do it, no matter what, no matter what he's got in front of him. And that was a big kid that he was going up against still, didn't hesitate. In contrast, Pentucket is hesitating on everything. They're driving and dishing. Nobody seems to want to shoot.
No one wants to shoot. It's Oh, there you go,
Travis. Should be a layup. He's got some pressure on him, and he puts it in. Nice. Very, very nice.
They're pressuring them on defense right now, and they're getting good looks off it.
Back to a 6-point lead now. It's the largest Triton has had in this game with 5 minutes and 20 to go in the third quarter.
That corner.
And again, Pentucket just afraid to shoot right now. Part of that is Triton's defense. Part of that is definitely Triton's defense.
Go.
Another turnover, Odoy with it to Wilkinson. And they're going to slow down, take their time.
No one's covering him. He's going right to the hoop again.
He goes in, doesn't drop, but a great take. Coach, you're right. That's exactly what he saw, too. He saw that lane wide open.
Don't have to tell Dylan twice.
No. There's only there's only a few players that are like that that I've seen over the years that have that kind of, seeing the whole floor in front of them like that and just seeing that opportunity.
Right.
If you remember a kid, Eric Rybicki, used to be like that. Yeah. He played that way. And of course, Luke Reiniger had that same kind of game where he could see the court right in front of him really well.
They played together, didn't they?
They did, yeah. Yep. So Dylan at the line missed the first, hits the second. And we're almost to the halfway mark in this third quarter.
The trap isn't necessarily for steals here. They just want to slow them down so that they get into their zone. And then, maybe get a steal, too.
And, that was so close. That was so close to 10 seconds. And that's going to drop. That's a big 3 for Pentucket. First points I think they had in this.
Yep, I can call that. I just got to slow it down. We got the lead a little bit. Let's just kind of play good defense, and we don't have to rush anything. There's no need to.
That's so hard because as a player, you're so pumped up because you got.
I know.
You think it's the energy that got you the lead. That was close. That was really close to a walk.
Yep.
And he's done that a couple times.
Kid hit
keep it 3 again.
Heat check. Yeah.
Oh, are they calling that?
So Nick Dupuis with the foul, unfortunately.
I think it was actually on Kyle.
It was on Kyle?
Yeah.
Second foul of the game or of the half for Triton.
Getting within 1 right here.
He'll be shooting 3. Hits the first.
Yeah, that's the thing about the energy. It can get you right in the game, but it can get you right out of it too.
Yeah, a little too much, and you'll be in trouble fast.
Yep.
It's a second. Coach Doobie, we've been talking a lot about the free throws and the percentage being down because players just haven't had the time. Have you seen that in practice as well?
Yeah, not only that, it's a little weird in a game situation shooting with no one there. It's almost like the technical foul situation. So it's not just the reps you're not getting, because by now they would have shot thousands of free throws and, during practice and whatever. And obviously that hasn't happened. And plus it's just a little different look.
Just that pressure's added on so heavily.
Yeah, no one's there.
Yep.
Kylo Doig taking another 3. Definitely fouled, and I'm not sure what. So the ref over there, the ref on the far side was watching the play underneath the basket. The ref right here was just watching the shot.
No, he's got to stay with him till he gets to the floor.
Took his eyes off the shooter, and Coach Surrender is understandably angry about that
if
one.
we're tapping them and they're calling a foul, and then he gets pushed to the ground and not calling it, I don't know, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, but otherwise it's been a pretty clean second half. There hasn't been anything really egregious, which is good, and it hasn't been, it's been aggressive play without being, overly physical play, which is good.
Right.
They were playing rugby the other night, so if we can avoid that for the next 12 minutes, that would be good.
Amesbury was just going for it in the second half. They were just, if they got fouls, they got fouls. They really didn't care. It was just going.
Well, I mean, that said, I love rugby, so if they want to start a rugby team, that'd be fantastic too. That's the only sport I probably know better than this one.
I'll tell Mr. Alberts that we have a coach ready.
Oh, I didn't say I'm coaching. No, I'm retired. I retired from coaching. Coach Doobie, you can keep going for years and years. I retired. I'm out. I'm happy to be right here. So I think Triton has got to, now at this point, it's a good timeout because he's got to settle him down.
Yep.
Remind him what got him the lead. Remind him how they're going to, extend it.
Exactly.
I think just packing in that 2-3 zone. I think that was really effective. And then they got the 3 look, and that changed the 3 from the corner.
Yeah.
Changed momentum a little bit.
It did, definitely did.
One quick thing here can get it right back in Triton's favor.
Yep. It's Triton's ball now, fresh 30. Usually coming out of a timeout on the offensive side, Coach Surrender has something drawn up for a good, clean, open look. So we'll see what happens here.
I'd put him right up there with Brad Stevens, actually.
That's some high praise.
That is.
Does that mean our varsity coach is going to get poached to go coach in the NBA?
You coach the Celtics.
It could happen.
Brad Stevens retires.
Adoy drives, and they're going to call the jump ball. Good play
job
by Quinton.
Yeah.
Nice. Force that one. Next possession is going to be for Triton. This one goes to Pentucket. Griffin Dupuis now coming into the game. Taking out Travis. He's got his orange shoes on tonight.
Is he wearing Kobe's? I think he's wearing Kobe's.
I really want him to wear one pair, one color, one pair, the other color. No rule against that.
Yeah.
And so Pentucket very neatly breaks the press and goes inside and is able to get that shot over Quinton. Yeah, but that takes the lead back for Pentucket. That was a little too easy breaking that press.
Yeah.
And now Griffin picks up his dribble, a little bit of trouble.
Whoa.
Not a great pass to his brother. And a chance to extend it here for Pentucket. Oh, he walked. Coach, am I wrong? He walked.
He walked. He came to two jump stops.
Yeah. So once again, Triton is having a little bit of a tough time with the refs. That one's off.
Yeah.
Not a great shot, but Quinton gets in position, can't rein it in though. So this momentum has dramatically shifted from a 6-point lead to a 3-point deficit now, with 3 minutes left in the quarter. Not helped by some missed calls on the parts of the ref that haven't seen travels and fouls.
Good defense though.
Good energy by Nick Dupuis.
Stop him.
Oh, we got 4 guys up here though. They have a 3-on-1.
Luckily, still someone there though.
Good defense, but it doesn't matter. Still goes in. Good play by Pentucket, and that extends it again. Yeah, you can't rely on Quinton to play 1-on-3 down there.
No, he's good,
time.
but
The press is good, but if it's going to leave it wide open down the court, then
Up to Dylan. Dylan's going to take it, spin, go inside himself, and he's going to take it all the way in. Yep. And that can change the game. If they can keep making those kind of moves, they're going to be all right. 3-point.
Yep, they took him out of the trap, back into the zone. I think they got a 1-2-2 maybe here now.
All the way up high for Pentucket, and that's a great little steal, kind of turnover. He's got a lot of help, but he finds him, goes up strong,
there we
gets
go.
fouled. You could see that foul coming because number 12 really didn't have himself in the right position.
Right.
You know, he knew he had to adjust, and he just didn't get there in time.
Once again, Dylan found the right play. I mean, he, coming down on that break.
Yep.
And it looks like Alden Lentz is going to be coming into the game for the first time.
I think we got wholesale substitutions, as they say.
Overbaugh, Liebert, Leonard. And Nick Dupuis misses the first. Oh, Liebert's in for the shooter. So it's only Kyle. Nope. Who's it staying out there? Dylan Wilkinson staying out there. So a bit of a small lineup.
Oh, no,
Dylan's coming out. Oh, Quinton's staying out there.
Yeah.
Again, something of a small lineup here for Triton.
Behind you.
See what coach is thinking. And Nick misses the second. Rebound goes long to Pentucket. And here they come. 2 minutes, 3-point lead for Pentucket. So swing that again. They're afraid to shoot those outside shots now. I'm not sure what happened. Number 35 kicks it around.
No, they're really not pulling them, but to be fair,
No.
Calling to the wall.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, there we go.
Now Zach's coming in for Nick.
Zach in for Nick. So again, we got now we just go from the sort of the small lineup to the Twin Towers with Zach Liebert and Quinton out there. Personally, I like this lineup. I think good things have been happening when those two have been on the court together. Partly it allows Quinton to get outside more. He's not afraid to shoot a 3.
Exactly.
Chance to drive the lane, and he does. Doesn't get it.
Good
Great
board by
board by
Zach.
Quinton or by Zach. Ball's still bouncing around. Good possession inside. Didn't get what they wanted out of it, but can build on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Bench is trying to get him pumped. 20 has to kick it out. It's got to be 3 seconds at some point on number 20. He's been in there. He was in there a long time.
Just got out. Good block.
Excellent block by Quinton. Zach Liebert with the ball now to Leonard.
Push it middle, Jared.
Jared looking for something. Wants
There
the
he
pick.
goes.
Going to go. Oh, a little bit of a
You can pop right there, but couldn't execute it.
Travis with a 3.
Ooh.
Short. And almost a play to Alden Lentz.
That was
Zach
on
Liebert
target.
can't
That was
get
on
it.
target.
Quinton's got to be careful
Good
here,
block.
and he is careful, and he gets the
There we
block.
go.
So number 24 on Pentucket's got to be a little frustrated because that was as clean as you can get going up with it. He delayed the right way. He did everything right and still got blocked. All right, so Quinton needs a rest as we got under a minute to go in this quarter, and this is a tight game. 3 points now. It's been a 3-point game for a little while now. 35. It's been his role this whole time.
Definitely playing more perimeter right now. They're definitely staying out there.
On the ground.
And here he comes inside, number 20. No, nobody wants to shoot. Finally, somebody does.
Good close up.
Not going to go. Zach Liebert with a great rebound as number 11 for Pentucket was coming in on him. No shot clock, 20 seconds. Pull it out, pick the shot you want. Best shooter on the court right now is Travis Overbaugh. If he can get a clean look from the outside.
Yep.
Surrender calls a play, wants to go to Alden. There's the handoff. No, they walk. Yep. That's two players that haven't played enough on the court together. Trying to execute at the very end of a half.
Right. Looks like they're putting Ty in for Jared.
So Jared comes out, Ty Schultz in. So instead of getting the last shot, they're going to give it up to Pentucket for a last shot. And we better not see what we saw at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I like to see that.
I have to take my leave here because if it doesn't come out the right score, that wouldn't be good.
So here he comes, the same kid that hit that. Nope, he might get a chance at it though. There's a long three. It's going to go in and out. Zach Liebert with another rebound. And we're going to go into this fourth quarter with Pentucket having kept the lead, I should say.
Yep.
3 points now. They've been up by 5. They were up by 1. Now they're up by 3. We'll see. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you, Coach.
Take care. Have a great day.
That guy's probably seen more basketball than you and me and almost everyone else in this gym put together.
Yep.
and good for him for still coaching. And I think he's still the golf coach, right? And they
still golf coach.
They had a tremendous season. I didn't even think to ask him about that, but they had a good season as well. So
yeah, they always have really good seasons.
So 8 minutes to play. At this point, it's going to just all be about execution on the offensive end. The defense has been solid. They haven't, they gave up that little bit of a run. They had a 6-point lead, and then they gave up the run right back to Pentucket. So just as long as they can play lockdown, they're holding a Pentucket team to under 40 in 3 quarters. It's solid. They just need to come out here and get those baskets. It's been those little ones inside that haven't gone,
Right. And at first I feel like they were kind of letting them shoot at the 3-point line. They weren't really playing too much of a heavy zone, but now I feel like now they're letting the inside be open, but then they're still also collapsing back when they need to. So their defense is fine right now, but it's just those little shots that haven't fallen. I mean, it's probably happened 3 or 4 times. That would be the game difference right now. So they just got to make up for it now.
What's it called? Oh, inadvertent whistle, I guess.
Yeah, my time, I think.
All right. So right now on the court, Travis Overbaugh, Ty Schultz, Alden Lentz, Brendan Dennis, and Zach Liebert. So other than Overbaugh, not a starter on the court right now. And you got to figure the coach surrender is letting them rest, because if these guys can hold on and even get back some of that lead, almost went right there.
Good board though. He gets his own board.
Chance to get the starters back out there with plenty of rest would be good. Brendan Dennis, good strong move, kicks it out. Alden Lentz, back to Dennis, into Liebert. Going to try and go strong, and he is. Goes strong, doesn't quite get it. Fights for a rebound, and it's
our ball.
Fantastic. Going to be Triton ball with a fresh 30.
Yep.
Dylan coming back in now for Ty Schultz.
It's also good to have the bench right now. I mean, if they can get something going, that would just be just help the starters out, or even keep them out there. You just never know.
Yeah, the bench has been strong in the last couple games. So I mean, that's one nice thing is he's got a lot of players he can go to for meaningful minutes.
Yeah, hopefully that continues.
All right, yeah, everybody. That's one thing we've seen a lot of in this second half. Really, it's been a lot of exactly that, where there's too many Triton players on the ball.
Good D by Zach.
Fantastic Z. Zach Liebert with a great play.
There we go.
And Wilkinson puts in
right
another
in
one.
their offense. That's what you want to see. Cuts it to 1.
That could be a good momentum shift if they can get a stop here.
That just changed momentum completely.
Simply good hands inside by Zach Liebert. Oh, it's off his knee.
But good thought, though.
Off the Kobe's. Fresh 30, though, for Pentucket. Quinton McHale back in the game. Brendan Dennis, another good shift from him. Quinton and Zach Liebert in. So Kyle O'Doy getting a good long rest now.
Almost took that one. They're very hesitant to take their threes, but even if we're giving it to them, they just don't want to take them. Even right there.
Brings it inside.
Good defense.
Good defense by Quinton. Zach Liebert with the rebound. Here comes Travis. They want to get it inside again, I think. Oh, no, he double dribbled, yeah. Yep.
Kyle coming back in for...
Kyle in for Alden. So the starters on the floor now with a 1-point game and 6 to play. So here we go. This is the this is crunch time right now.
Yep.
They need to take over this lead.
No
Take over this game
now.
right here. This is it. I don't know if it's the Pentucket starters out there. It looks like maybe not. But I suspect we will probably see them soon if they're ready to play. Solid defense by Triton. Not giving up anything. 15 seconds left in the shot clock.
I like the double when they go out on the 3-point line.
Again, they just can't seem to work the ball anywhere.
Yep.
7 seconds to play. I looked away. Might have been a walk. Everybody's yelling it was. And that's going to be a 3, and that's a brutal dagger by Pentucket. Take a 4-point lead. They wound that clock all the way down. Used almost the whole 30. Might have gotten away with a walk.
Yep. Kyle
And
inside.
instead it's Kyle O'Doy.
Yep. They tried to score right off that because that was a big blow, but they just got to keep it going because, I mean, you can't let that shift all your momentum.
So Kyle kind of set that up by taking all those threes earlier. So they definitely were out on him. And there's another steal by Travis. And he can just go up with it. And he drops it in. Travis ties the game. Travis overball. Pentucket got a call timeout.
Yeah,
5 minutes to go.
Right now. Heard him scream over there.
Travis has had, what, 4 or 5 steals in this game?
Yeah, he's been all over the place.
At least. He's having a really good game. And and he's finishing. I think he might have missed one layup, but mostly he's been down the court finishing those. It's been fantastic. So they got the starters on the court. They took the lead back, or they tied the game up, I should say. We got 5 minutes to play. This is what you wanted, Ben. You said you wanted a close game.
I know. And getting my wish right now. Now I'm in it. I'm like, oh, maybe a blowout wouldn't be too bad.
It is a little more stressful when it's a tight game, but
Yeah.
but it is exciting to watch. And like Coach Albert said, it is fantastic that VTV is able to broadcast this because I know for the boys' games. Mr. Lathrop showed me the numbers last time when in mid game I don't remember how many views were going on, but it's definitely a lot, and it's great for the parents that can't be here, and for family. I know for my own family when Maeve is playing, they're able to watch the game, so it's kind of fantastic.
Yeah, being a part of the crew for I think it's been 4 years now. Yeah, 4 years now, and it's like in the beginning it was still good for people that couldn't make the game, but there wasn't it was more just kind of a bonus, but now it's like the way to watch the game. So I think the whole organization's been really blessed being able to do that and stuff. Just being able to go out there, stream it, and then it's not the same, but it's something. It's definitely a really good substitution for it.
It's the best you can do in these conditions.
Exactly.
So. And I'll say this, I'll say it again, I've said it every single broadcast. Triton is really lucky because looking at the quality of some of the other broadcasts that are going on out there, in schools that are much bigger. Credit to the Amesbury crew the other night, Amesbury CTV. They did a great game for the girls in the afternoon on Wednesday. I haven't seen what Pentucket has going or Newburyport, but
this crew does great. We have really good equipment. And it's just but the crew makes it. That's really what makes the game, and they do excellent.
So here we go. 5 minutes to play. Tie ball game at 40 apiece.
They're putting a little bit of
break
press on.
Press pretty well inside. Hesitates for a second, and that hesitation is going to cost him because he doesn't come up with the basket. A little bit of chaos underneath there. Kyle's going to take advantage of it. He had Travis. Doesn't go to him. Instead, he looks for himself and then kicks it out to Dylan. Dylan tries to bring it inside. Ends up getting tapped. And right to Quinton, who drops it in.
That press is worrying me a bit because they're not getting back all the way, and it's causing really open looks in the paint. So but it looks like they dropped it.
They just pulled it off. Yep. And they went back into that zone.
That was the basic 2-3, which is I think that's gonna work.
It's the first lead of the game for Triton for sometime probably midway through the third quarter. Good little play. He's got Travis. He's not going to go to him unless he has to, and he doesn't. Instead, he puts it up. A lot of contact, a lot of bumping around. Nothing called. Still Pentucket ball coming this other way. 4 minute mark now. Yeah, Triton hasn't had a lead except for midway through the third, and that
Yep.
6-point lead got whittled away pretty fast.
Yeah, that thing went away so quick. They just got too excited.
Great play, diving on the floor.
There we go.
Kyle O'Doy to get the steal, gets it out to Nick Dupuis. Now there's Wilkinson bringing it down. We heard Coach Surrender say timeout 3 times before the ref noticed that there was a coach yelling timeout.
Yeah, once I was playing a JV game like 2 years back, and our coach was literally like up in the ref's face yelling timeout, and then the ref got like almost gave him a technical. It's like, and then the bench was screaming timeout, and they wouldn't even call it timeout. It's like it was unbelievable. I mean, I get like even with the mask on, I get it's kind of hard to hear, but like I don't know, but also there's no fans here. It's pretty quiet in here.
It's
so
very
like,
quiet in here. Yeah, yeah.
You're able to hear it pretty quickly, but.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a fast game. I get it, and there's only 2 of them. I know when it gets to playoffs, they usually have a third ref,
Right.
which always adds a certain element of energy to it, because it's like, okay, this has got to be a big game. They got 3 refs out here, so
Hopefully right now Surrender's telling them like just play it slow, because I mean there's no reason to go rushing into anything, because they kind of just that, like you said, that lead was just like gone within a minute.
yeah.
And that's like that was when we have time to get it back. It's the last quarter. This is it.
Right.
So whatever they do now that's the game.
The thing about that, so you had a 6-point lead that got erased fast, which means that you're never going to be comfortable. I mean, it's going to come down. It's going to come down to the last possession.
For sure.
Or at least the last minute. I mean, you never quite know, but it feels like a last possession kind of game. So just be in it, be ready for it. Make it a last possession game.
Yeah.
Because even if you take a big lead, it's not going to last. Not against this team. It's
3 minutes is a lot, or 4 minutes.
It's
rather.
4 minutes. Yeah, it's
time.
way too competitive for this to be any kind of blowout at this point. So.
Yep.
22 seconds on the shot clock. Looks like not the starters out there. Instead, it's Zach Liebert in for Overbaugh.
Yep.
So they're going big again.
I think it's smart. You want to get your defense in there.
Travis dribbles down, goes into McHale. Little soft touch doesn't quite go, but they're still fighting for it. And Zach Liebert's going to come up with it. So a lot of contact, and that time Kyle was able to push a kid down and not get called, which is good. Behind the back by Wilkinson. Jump stop in the lane, finds Nick.
Pass.
Nick to O'Doy. He needs help. There's Nick again. And he goes up with it. And that time he gets it to roll. Fantastic.
They're working for their shots. They're passing around a lot. They're getting inside. I like how they're not forcing any threes. They're just getting it inside and playing the game the way it's supposed to be played. So it's been really good so far. 4-point lead.
They haven't had a lot of luck with threes tonight, so don't force it.
Exactly.
And there's the 3 by Pentucket, and that looked good, but it doesn't go. Number 13 in a good position. 35 is going to get that ball up, and he's going to get it to drop. Good strong move by 35. Cuts the lead back down to 2 with under 3 minutes to play. Kyle O'Doy looking to take a 3. Instead, he goes around the kid. A lot of contact again. Well, they're letting him play.
Yep.
Chance for Pentucket now to tie or take the lead. Big swing pass does not work. All right, and Dylan's going to settle this down. No, he's going to bring it up. He's got Nick. He's got Quinton. Quinton with a good ball fake. Strong in the lane. Takes that. Doesn't get any kind of call or any kind of anything. Instead, it's going to be a good fight, and it's going to get kicked all the way out. Unfortunately, to Pentucket. He had a chance to run with it, and they're just...
Don't reach over.
So number 4 had his arm into... What? Number 4 had his arm pushing on Dylan's back into the guy, and then he backs off of it, and then the guy's losing his balance. Number 10 on Pentucket. And somehow that ends up on and a fresh 30. 2 minutes to play. 2-point lead
for that call.
2-point lead for Pentucket. Here they come. They are not. They don't look comfortable out there. They don't look confident though. Pentucket. It's going to come down to taking a 3. And there's one right there, and that one's going to drop. And there's the lead.
Wow.
So Pentucket's going to have to rely on their shooting because their ball handling, their confidence just isn't really there.
No, did they?
With the body, no shot. Number 12. Good take by Dylan, though. Go straight for it. And let Kyle and Zach and Quinton all crash the board.
So what is it, 2 more fouls when they get to the line? With any of that foul, right?
Yep. No. So after the foul after this next one.
Yeah, so they got 1 to give. So
fresh 30 on the clock. Dylan's got 1 guy on him. Brings it over to Liebert. Liebert inside to Quinton, back to Dylan. Quinton setting up for a pick. Great pick, puts it on him. Good little dump into Zach. Zach had to have been getting fouled. They're calling a jump ball.
Wow.
And it's going to be Pentucket. That's tough. All right, Triton's got probably 2, maybe 3 possessions left in this game. With a minute and a half and a 30-second shot clock. So they're going to have to get a stop here because they give up any kind of points, it's going to get really tight.
Yep. And that 3 game hasn't been that good, so really, you really can't let them score here.
Pentucket tries to work it inside. There's the steal that they needed, and they got time. Again, they got time. It's only a 1-point game. Kyle driving fast, going strong, kicks it back out to Dylan. Great look behind the back by Dylan to keep that ball alive. Good defense by Pentucket. There's the 3 that doesn't go. Quinton, or rather Zach, trying to get that rebound.
That's a walk.
And that's well. So there have been a lot of walks that have been missed.
Yeah, that was a blatant walk.
I'm not sure what the rest have been.
I don't know.
Been looking at. That's tough. But it's still a 1-point game. It's under a minute.
They kind of got that timeout with like no possession either.
Yeah,
that was kind of weird. But what are you gonna do?
All right, so 22 seconds. If I'm Pentucket, the way the ball handling is gone, I would look for 1 or 2 passes and shoot, which sounds crazy with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. But they just haven't really looked confident with the ball, dribbling it around. So I wouldn't say drain it all the way down. You do that, you're going to give, if you don't make the shot, you're going to give Triton 30 seconds, and really the last possession of the game to try and make it.
And it's not to tie, it's to win. So.
Yep. And if you're Triton, I think when you get the ball, you go fast and you try and score. I don't think you hold back. No, even if you get it with the shot clock turned off, I think you go fast and try and score.
Yeah, you just gotta go for it because there's 52 seconds left. You gotta take what you get. You can't really wait that long because the longer you wait, you're gonna try to get as many shots as you can. But probably maybe 1 or maybe 2, probably 1. Depending on what Pentucket does here, but.
I think you are going to see Pentucket probably take a quick shot, probably a couple of passes and shoot because I feel like they also could hold it too. I'm not really sure. I have a feeling they're going to try to hold, but maybe we'll tell pretty quick. Going up kind of slow right now, but I just don't think they've.
No, I
haven't looked comfortable passing that ball around and trying to dribble it. So we'll see what happens. That's the 3rd pass. Yep, they're still just going to try and move it. 8 seconds, under 10 now to shoot.
6.
Got to drive. Held up, and that's possession. It's possession Triton. Quinton McHale gets both hands on the ball.
See, that jump wasn't look great earlier, but at least with the jump now, we get possession, so that's one way to look at it. Let's see what they can do here. No need to force a 3 at all. But
no, they don't. They just need a basket. Yep. And they don't need to worry about the shot clock. They need to get the shot off before the clock goes, but they don't need to worry about how much time they leave for Pentucket. It's not about that right now. It's about getting a clean look. There's a good clean look into Quinton. Forces it up. Doesn't go. Strong underneath. And there's Travis Overball.
There we go, Travis.
In the right spot at the right time. 16 seconds to play. It's a 1-point lead.
They got to be up here.
And the timeout by Pentucket.
There we go.
Travis Overball.
I like that.
Smallest player on the court. Makes the basket in the paint because he put himself in the right position. When that ball went up, when they were battling for that, he put himself in the right position for a rebound.
And that shot gets a lot harder when it's this close. It's like that simple layup becomes the most terrifying shot of your life.
And you practice that shot over and over again, but until you're standing there with all those kids around you, it's crazy. So 13 seconds to play now and a 1-point lead for Triton. They've already had 2 overtime losses this season. I don't want to see it go to overtime as much as I love overtime because I'm not sure they can handle 3 overtime losses in a season. But, they look good right now. Zach Lieber coming back into the game.
I like that. Put your tall guys out there. I wonder if they have, Brendan out there or not, but I think they're probably going to run with just Quinton and Zach.
And they have fouls to give. So, there's that element. You can play aggressive as long as the kid isn't shooting the ball. And honestly, it's the foul free throw shooting hasn't been great tonight for either team. If it ends up at the line, it ends up at the line.
I'm not too worried if it ends up at the line, but I think they had one. I know there's one point in Pentucket that drained both of them, but I don't know. You just can't let them get a 3 off. But really nothing though. But if it comes to a foul, we shouldn't hold back on a foul. We should play as aggressive as we can.
Right. And I'm honestly, if I'm Triton, I'm not as worried about Pentucket taking a 3 because the 3 the 3 is to win by 2. So what? You want to get that ball in the basket.
Yep.
If I'm Pentucket, I'm drawing up something to bring Triton out of the paint, try and make them play against the 3, and then get that ball inside and try and get just the same thing that Travis Overball just got. That's what you want. So here they come. 12 seconds to play. Good defense by Nick Dupuis. Good defense by Quentin McHale, and it's going to drop, and there's no time that's up. There we go. They got the timeout. I was going to say the clock doesn't stop when it goes out. Quentin was in exactly the right position. Nothing you can do.
That was just a better shot. But great defense by Quentin, though.
A good take, a really good take. And now this team needs to get the ball down the court and get a shot off in 2.9 seconds. It doesn't advance
right in this, right?
It does not. It's not the NBA.
I wish they ran that rule down to high school. I feel like it just should.
See, I feel the exact opposite. I think it's a terrible rule that makes no sense at all.
Yeah,
why do you get an extra?
I guess, yeah.
50
I guess I'm just used to watching it.
Why do you get 50 feet just because you call timeout?
Yeah.
So I don't think so. If I'm Pentucket, I'm not letting them do that sort of roll the ball in and get the advantage. I mean, there's some teams that would play. That's not going to happen. They're going to have to make a clean inbound pass.
They're going to have to make a very, very well. The pass is going to be the hardest thing of this. It's not going to be the shot will be tough, but it will be the pass. I mean, you got a varsity quarterback on your team, but it doesn't make it any easier.
No, it doesn't. It's a different kind of pass. I mean, I know that's what they call it a football pass, but it's a totally different kind of thing. Really and I'm not entirely sure that's what you want. 2 seconds if you can catch the ball.
I don't even know what they do.
If you can catch the pass beyond the 3-point line, coming this way, just short of the 2 red lines. If you can catch the pass in there, you can get. You're going to be able to get a couple of steps and get a decent chance and a look.
It's going to be a heave. But, I mean, if they can get inside, that'd be great. But it's going to be it's probably should be a really big pass and just throw up.
And if you're Pentucket, the really gutsy kind of thing to do right now is if you're Pentucket is to put one player down there face guarding the ball and maybe one player just so it's not super easy to get that pass in, but leave everybody else down here because the worst thing you can do if you're Pentucket is foul.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do fouls where you just stop the clock, but really, I would not be going man to man right now if I was Pentucket. This is.
Yeah, we're gonna have him run deep.
So it is going to be a football player, and it's going to be a football player to shoot, and he put it up.
Oh.
No shot. Called timeout. 0.7 left. They're going to go look at the clock.
Okay.
They're going to give him time. They're probably going to give him a second.
Oh, so I think I get it. So they were going to pass it up and try. I think we're going to try to get us a bit closer, probably. So get us in position.
Yep.
No, that was very smart pressure under.
So this 0.7 seconds left in high school basketball. I am pretty sure you can catch and shoot. Oh, 1.5. You can absolutely catch and shoot.
That helps.
That is plenty of time. Good play by Sherender. Just get the ball across half court.
I didn't even think of that, honestly. I didn't think. Of course, that was very smart.
If O'Doy had hit that shot, though.
That actually happened like one game, a JV game, which last year. The player hit it, and then
as the coach was on timeout.
Very angry. Yeah. It's like, but what do you do? Yeah. Like. It was a heave too. Like, why would it go in?
And I think it might have been the play to just get it across half court and call the timeout.
I think that's what they were going for.
But at the same time, O'Doy probably, it's hard to know exactly how much time is left, and you don't want to be standing there holding the ball when
say they didn't get the timeout and
you
made that, then that's game. So you just want to. You always want to, like, even like football, when you see the players running down the court, running down the field, like they're just doing it just in case they call it back.
Yep. So here we go, 1.5 seconds, 1-point game. This has been incredible. I mean, Triton has never had the lead at the end of a quarter. They were down 5 at the end of the first. They were down 1 at the end of going into the half. Down 3 when the third quarter started.
Yep.
And then they had that lead, and then that lead just disappeared on them. And they had a little bit of a lead here. I think by the most they had was maybe a 3 or 4 point lead here late in the fourth. But this
Coach Scooby has 1 point on Pentucket, but I don't think he's gonna make the Triton one.
So Triton has played well. I mean, they've outscored them this half, 12-10. They just need to make this last bucket and make it work. So on the court, Travis Overball, Wilkinson,
Alden inbounding it.
Alden Lentz going to inbound the ball. It's going to be one catch and shoot. It's going to be.
Oh,
and he got fouled.
But is that going to
on the floor?
Okay, and that's not in the bonus.
That's a super smart play by Pentucket.
Yep.
Don't foul them on this one, no matter what you do.
Yeah, this one's a foul, I believe they shoot, so.
Yeah, be a 1-on-1. Here they go again. Timeout Pentucket now.
Now you got 0.8. So now we're back to your 0.7. That is enough time.
It's enough time. You can catch and shoot.
But it's going to be tough.
But
now they can't even have that like step anymore, though. It's going to has to be a perfect pass and a perfect shot.
It's catch and shoot. Now, you've got Zach Liebert. You could try and put the ball into him near the basket, sort of that kind of play where he catches it right underneath the basket and puts it in. They tried that the other night, I think at the end of a quarter. Didn't quite work for him. I don't know if they're going to draw that up again.
Yeah.
Smart, super smart play. I mean, to the Pentucket coach's credit, I mean, he did exactly the right thing. Like, let them make one pass and then foul them so that you take 7.7 seconds off the clock, and you had that foul to give. Now he's got to tell his players, no matter what you do, you can't. It's better. It's better. It's better if Triton catch and shoot and make that crazy basket is better than Triton player, Pentucket player gets called for the foul.
Exactly.
And then you go to the line.
That's definitely a tough play to call, though. Not much time, so it's going to be something. It's going to be a tough play.
So it looked like they were going to. I don't think they were going to Quinton on that play. I think they ended up with Quinton just because of the way the rotations worked out.
Right.
The defensive end, but I'm not sure who they're going to go to on this one. Whether you're going to Wilkinson's hands, and it is to Wilkinson, and it's going to miss. Oh, and it was a great shot.
That was perfect.
Fantastic effort by Dylan Wilkinson, right at the line, exactly where they wanted him.
Wow.
Great pass by Alden Lentz, right, to put that ball up there. Was that who was throwing it in? Yeah, I think it was. Excellent pass by Alden Lentz. Oh,
can't be mad about that. That was a very, very good take.
Oh, that is tough. 46-47 loss. Breaks that winning streak for Triton.
Yep.
And would have been a great win against a real rival of that Pentucket team there. And that was just intense. That was intense. Just
credit them, though. They came out firing in the beginning with threes, and that ultimately gave them the win.
Yeah, that was all the difference. Those 4 threes in the first quarter is what gave them that comfortable sort of lead for a bit, and they never let it go, really. It's
heartbreaker for
fantastic. Ben, so I was here with Izzy Oldoni on Wednesday night. First game she's done, and it comes down to a last-second shot. And then you're here on your first game, so it's fantastic. So we got games coming next week. I know Monday night we're at home for the girls' game against Newburyport. And then, honestly, I don't know what comes up after that. I think it's sort of week to week at this point to see what the game's going to be.
You never know. Someone could be quarantined. Like
anything can happen.
Know.
Anything can happen. Just like you can miss a shot at the very end to lose by 1. So, Ben, thanks so much, man. This was fantastic. Really enjoyed it. And we'll be back on Monday night here on VTV. Thanks, everybody.